Hi, everybody. I'm just going to give it a hot second so this can catch up with everybody because I know YouTube takes like a hot minute for things to refresh. So I'm just going to sit here and stare for like a minute. It was a full snort. Anyway, hi, everybody. It's Monday night. It is time for reading sprints. I will be having a guest. Charles from Books on Stereo is going to come hang out with us tonight. But unfortunately, he is running a little bit behind. I just checked my messages on my phone. So it says, I'm running a minute behind. Don't kill me. So I sent him kitties and knives. So that's what's going on right now. Anyway, hi everybody. Having a good time here. Let's see. Oh, hello. Hey Maggie, thanks for coming. I'm excited to see you. Hey girl, how are you? I love seeing that owl every time. Hey girl, hey. Love it. But yeah, hi everybody. So, whilst we are waiting for Charles to show up or arrive, he needs a minute. What's everybody drinking? I'm doing my White Claw thing again, but I got a different flavor. Did I have this flavor last time? I don't know, but this is a White Claw, like it's a hard lemonade in blackberry with a hint of red sherry. I'm a fancy lady. Mm. It's like perfect for like day drinking purposes. The owl. I love that and I want the story. Hey, Amber. Why, hello. Thanks for coming. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So, whilst again we are waiting for Charles, I got my drink. Mind you, I'm a classy lady this evening. Got my White Claw, but I have an option of two different books. I'm not sure what to pick. I'm pretty sure I know what Charles would tell me to read, but I'm going to get everyone else's opinion as well. Oh, hi. Thanks for coming. Hey there. Thanks for coming and hanging out. So, this is the book I'm supposed to be reading, but I don't feel like reading right now, which is Jade War by Fonda Lee. And here's the thing, like I very much want to read this book. So much. I want to read it. And like every time I look at it, I go, ugh. Like I don't feel like reading it. And like it's such a chonker. It's like 600 pages. And I'm just like, oh my God. It is too hot out to deal with that right now. Am I wrong? Oh, wait. Hello,
Yes,
hello.
you are wrong.
What?
Of course.
Hi, you just got here. I'm wrong. Jade War?
Yes, you should read Jade War, a book I
I
have
know I
never
should read
read.
Jade War. I fully want to. I just see it and I go, "Ugh, it's so long. And it's too damn hot out to think about reading something that long.
Just
Let me
think about it.
check.
It's like 7 to 10 Jessica K novellas. That's doable.
Like, it's gonna be like 108 out here.
Nah, nah, life's too short.
Like, it's bananas how hot it's gonna be out here in LA. So, like, I have that one, which I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be reading, or I can like follow my heart and what I'm in the mood for.
I'm reading that now too.
Shut up. Okay.
I'm not joking. I'm like,
Are you
what
reading
the?
it
I'm
tonight?
like, yes, it's on my list. That's why I want
Shut
to make.
up.
I'm on chapter 5 of the audio. I don't know what chapter. I
Okay.
think that's maybe
I,
chapter
I'm
4
just
in the
gonna
book.
fate has decided, Charles.
It's so
Technically this is
good
on my
so far,
TBR
isn't
for
it?
September.
How
But I'm
far did you
reading it
get?
later. Huh? I haven't even started.
Oh,
I know. I'm very
I can say
excited.
this is like one of my top Sarah McLean heroines. I love her off
I
the
loved
jump.
Bombshell too. So like I'm so excited for this one.
Oh, this one is so good. It's so
I
good.
know.
It's so
Okay,
good.
it's been decided then. We
Yeah,
can chit chat about it. You're a little further ahead than me, but I'm fine with spoilers, so it's all good.
I'm not even that far. I'm like I'm like a smidge.
A smidge, a
Smidge.
dash.
Okay.
So, also, I was saying I'm a classy lady drinking a White Claw tonight. So I don't know if you're having a
Ooh.
beverage.
No, I just have water.
That's fine. No
I'm
peer
just very
pressure.
plain today.
Anyways, Charles, how are you? Tell the people
Good,
where to find you.
good.
I think I put a link to your channel. I'm fairly certain I did in the description for everybody, but
I
if
feel like
not,
you
tell the
didn't.
people where to find you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charles. My channel is Books on Stereo. You can find me on that on YouTube, on Instagram with like the underscore and another like O because Books on Stereo was actually taken by someone else. But you can find me that way as well. And I'm also on Twitter, but I never post on Twitter. But that's your
Fair.
thing. That's your thing.
It
I'm there too.
exists.
It exists. I acknowledge it.
It happens. It's there.
It's something there. I do check every now and then to see what drama is happening.
That's all Twitter is. It's just a cesspool of drama.
It's 140 characters of drama, and now of audio. I'm like, you're gonna be having a fight with someone via audio messages on Twitter.
Yeah, that's for messy people. And I'm like, I'm a hot mess of a human anyway, but like that's like
I like to
another
read about
level.
hot mess. I don't want to be in it. So give me my
Mm,
messy romances or messy dramas.
yeah.
I'm like,
I can
this is so
observe.
fascinating. I can observe, but don't put me in it. Don't bring up Charles. I'll be like, Charles has left the chat. Like what?
Full snort. Okay.
So
I
what
don't
else
always
have
get
you been
full snort,
reading?
but when it happens, it's like a full snort. Anyway, so we have a lot of new people joining us. Rise of Fire by Sophie Jordan. Okay.
Okay,
I'm kind of
okay.
getting into Sophie Jordan lately.
She's good.
You like wait, no, that's Joanna Shupe, the
Oh, the
Uptown Girls,
you have
right?
have you read that?
I haven't. I know you love it. And I haven't read it.
Agreed.
Charles, don't leave the chat.
I turned off my video for a point.
I
You have to
know.
read it. You have to
I
read
know
it.
you love it, and I haven't read it yet, and I suck.
So good, so good.
I
Don't read
know.
anything else by her.
That's the
It
problem. I've read other
will live
things
up.
by her, and I was like,
Exactly. I started with Uptown Rebels and then I read her other stuff and I was like, ooh,
yeah,
ooh. I was like, let me rethink this.
yeah. I've read other ones that are newer, and I was like, she wrote
Oh,
that one about like a tennis. She's like a tennis.
yes.
That's so bad.
I
It's
say
unfortunate.
people said book two is amazing, but I was like book one was so bad. I was like, Joanna, like I could help you edit this book if you want me to.
Yeah, like someone did her dirty. Like they tried to play
Like
hide and
someone
make
made
hide
you
and seek
angry.
sexy. And I was like, girl, you didn't even succeed.
But like him like displacing his nieces and nephews because he's mad at his brother. I was like, damn. I was like, bro, you heartless.
Yeah, that so like that's like where I'm having my sticking points, I suppose, with
Okay.
Joanna Shu. I've read that one. I was like, not her best work. Like when I read it, I was like, you know what? I haven't read a lot by Joanna Shupe, but I'm pretty sure this is not her best work. Like
No.
it feels phoned in. Like, oh guys, do tomorrow, fucking there. Like,
Here you go. Just publish
yeah,
it.
there you go.
Here, people are gonna buy it. I'll make book two great.
Boom. But anyways, I hope like remind you, we're talking about Joanna Shupe, show Sophie Jordan. I started reading that series. It
Oh,
starts
her
off with While the Duke Was Sleeping.
oh, I forgot the name of that series. I
I
know which one
forget,
you're talking about.
but like I really liked that book so
It's
much that I went and
good.
bought the rest of the series.
It's really good. I never finished it. I got to book five, maybe.
I read like I think book 4. I've read book 4 in the past, like
Mhm.
randomly, and then I
They're
just read book
good.
1.
She's like on the steamier side for historical romances too.
She gets pretty steamy. I
She
appreciate
gets
it.
there. She gets there. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah. Jessica Kane.
Would you ever call it Jessica Kane?
I almost called it Jessica Kane because there I mean it's almost that. I'm drinking a White Claw. Okay, my life. This is my life.
For
Not
which book?
the cover originally green. I'm not sure which cover. Read Heartbreaker. Okay, so people are also agreeing that I should be reading Heartbreaker. Oh wow! Kate Rabbit's Kickstarter
Oh.
ebooks. Nice. Hey Cassie. Hey Whitney. Ooh, vibes. I appreciate vibes. I
Ooh.
love those. 50% through Skyward. Okay. Oh, you finished Sabriel.
I need to read that. I haven't read it.
Same. Same. I was just talking to Bethany and she hasn't read it either. So I was like, we need to like put together like a reading group for it. Like I just got it at a library book sale, Sabriel. So I was
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
cesspool. Heavy Crown by Sophie Lark. I hear a lot
That's deep
about
in the
Sophie
series,
Lark.
though, right?
Hmm?
That's deep in that series, I think. Maybe it's like book 5?
I don't know. I hear a lot about Sophie Lark, but I haven't read anything because I'm like weird about dark romance where I'm just like, I
Mm.
don't usually get into it, but like part of me wants to experiment with it.
Just hit me up. I have some books for you.
Oh,
How
I
how
know.
how dark? How dark are you?
Like light gray, like a twilight. Not like Twilight like the book, but like Twilight like the darkness setting. Does that make sense?
Like your ideal dark romance would be the hero captures, like kidnaps the heroine, but then turns out to be a cinnamon roll all along,
Yes.
and it's just like it was an elaborate scheme, but they were actually
I have
married
read
in
books
the
like that
end.
and enjoyed them. Yes. Like, wow, this is the most polite kidnapping I've ever seen. Yes. Nailed it. Fire in His Veins by Ruby Dixon.
Okay.
It Devours by Joseph Finke and Jeffrey K. Cranner. I can read, allegedly. Hey, you could be late. It's all right. Thanks for
Lit.
coming, Alicia. I know. You are also one of like my Sherpas going up the hill of dark romance. Oh, wait. Book 6.
Book 6. Okay.
Okay. And yes, you got one. I'll read it. A polite kidnapper. Thank you.
Let's just like drop you in the deep end. I won't even give you. I'll just give you like, here's some trigger warnings. You may want to
Well,
read
okay.
them.
Here's the thing. Like, I will give you like parameters.
Okay.
Um, like Colleen Hoover level of fucked up relationships, I think are hot garbage, and I will not put up with.
That limit is like a good like 50%.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh no, I burned your whole body, so now you have to love me. Cough, Colleen Hoover. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, girl, no. What was that, November 9th? I was like, I'm not reading those. Or I'm not into like dubcon or non-con.
Okay. How
So
about technical consent, but they're half conscious?
I don't know. Like consensual non-consent.
It's consensual,
Well, I
but
mean, like, there's like a thing where like I'm consenting to be non-consenting in this like scene.
it's like consenting, but like the person likes to be with a person that's semi unconscious.
Mm,
It's a
I
weird.
don't know. I don't know. I feel like this falling into dubcon.
Okay, that was one of your
But
parameters.
people
What's
should be
another one?
enjoying the experience. If I'm unconscious, I don't think I'm enjoying anything. I'm just like there. Well, stipulate that. Okay, you can come up with some
Okay,
like things. I know Sophie Lark is one of them.
Sophie
I
Lark
can't
is
remember.
dark-esque. I don't think she's like I think she's like right up your alley. Not
Yeah,
too dark,
darkish.
like darkish, but like still like you can read them and I'll be like, what?
Like I don't want to feel bad about myself afterward. No, I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. They exist, and if you want to read them, that's totally cool. I'm fully into exploring that as your own reader. But for me, I'm just such a fucking top. Like I can't deal with that. Like I'm just like, no.
It's okay. My moral compass is destroyed with dark romance. Like now I'm in the deep end.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this like? Why am I now considering like violence and flaying someone alive like a new sign, like a new love language? It's the things you think about when you read dark romance.
Fair. And like that I'd be fine with, you know, like if everyone's consenting to like that level,
That's the part of dark romance. Consent is usually like,
that's the thing. Like if everyone's consenting to what they're doing, I'm an equal opportunity perv. Like I will watch anybody fuck. Like I don't care. But like I just don't want like non-consenting fucking. Like that's
yeah.
my
I
hang
think that's
up.
where a lot of dark romance derives it from doing like those taboo things where like the
Hmm.
hero would like sexually assault the heroine, but like since it's in dark romance,
It's its own thing and
it's like its own rules where like you're like okay, like the hero usually doesn't get redeemed, but they usually don't change. So like some authors do it really well. Some authors
yeah.
you're like, wait. He did what? Are you still with him?
Yeah. There's some problems inherent in that. So like as long as everyone is enjoying what's happening to them, go for it. Get into some weird stuff.
I believe that too. I'm like I don't yuck anyone's yum. I love when a new book shows me like a new like lifestyle or kink. I'm
Mhm.
like that's interesting. I haven't seen a romance that has that. It doesn't have to be dark,
Yeah.
but I do like that a little bit. I'm like oh that's interesting. Like mix
Yeah,
it
like,
up.
what's that about?
Yeah, I'm like what's that? I'm like oh why am I interested in that suddenly?
I'd read more. Like, I'm very equal opportunity perv. Like, I yeah. I have a strong stomach. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but it's just like nothing really bothers me as long as everyone's consenting to it.
I was like, hey, you're used to reading like the super steamy stuff too, so I'm like, oh, we can ease you into the dark romance world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've read like super steamy stuff, but like maybe I don't. Like maybe what I'm like this is steamy, but I wouldn't say it's like
It's Sarah McLean. It's
steaming.
like wait 50% of the book, for, but it's a
Yeah.
really good scene when it happens.
I mean, when you get it, it's A plus, but like it's not like just all steam. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
I like
really read
chapter
a
two
lot of
when
stuff.
it's like steam. I'm like, ooh, okay,
Oh,
oh, okay,
oh,
oh, okay, okay.
you kept going. Let me know.
How do I buy this book? I finished the sample. I need to know what happens next for research purposes. You know.
Uh, there you go. Helping Alicia get into
Oh,
the
I'm
dark
sorry, Alicia.
romance.
I threw her in the deep end.
There you go. She's also laughing. Well, this may hurt. I believe it's called. Is that the name of the
It does
book?
hurt.
This may hurt.
It's This Love Hurts. I do
Oh,
not
okay.
recommend you read that book.
I don't. Okay, I trust you. Hey, Amanda. Charles, have you read Sick Fucks or Skeleton King?
I have read Skeleton King, and I was so disturbed.
Is
I'll
it like
give
the
you like the brief
skeleton?
synopsis. It's like a grave digger has a thing for having steamy times with newly dead corpse.
Uh, well,
And you would think you actually see it on page.
uh,
And the heroine is alive, so I can give the book that.
okay.
She says it's a really funny thought. She's like, I wonder if he's gonna choose me or a corpse. I just laughed. I couldn't handle it.
I feel
I
like
was like,
you'd last
imagine competing with like
longer.
a dead person. You're like, man, he could actually leave me for that like new corpse that just arrived in the at the funeral home.
Oh my word. Like that's a
Yeah,
lot.
that one is
But
like, I do not recommend that.
out of all of the crimes you could be committing, it's fairly it's fairly harmless. I don't know.
It goes into detail too. And I was like, okay,
I mean, it's not
how is it?
harmless, but like
I was like, how is it still on Amazon? I'm like, yeah, the book doesn't tell you at all. I was like, okay.
any unideal circumstances. Hmm.
Ooh.
Like I call it antagonist to lovers because I don't really like enemies, but I don't see a
Mhm.
strong stomach. Hey Beth. Yay! I love Tessa too. That's like my
Tessa's
gold
amazing.
standard. Banging is the plot. Like
It is
that's
the
like a
plot.
lot of books.
Hey, I'm not mad about it if it's written well.
It's I would say for 99% of people probably, unless you have that one kink, it's probably like, "Ooh, that's not a great idea."
It's a very specific kink.
It's a very specific kink. And frankly, I mean, you could get with a willing live person pretending. That's an option you have. If you're willing to pay for it, someone will let you do it.
Maybe you should
Sex
you
workers
should
do the
you should
Lord's
edit
work.
this book and make it like, okay, as he was about to do XYZ to a corpse, he realized he had tons of money, and then a completely different book.
You could
I
pay
would read that.
a sex worker, you'd be like, I want you to lay there and don't move or make any sounds. This will be the easiest money you've ever made.
Just imagine that listing, like no movement. I want you to be act like you're almost dead.
Just
Just like
you could
eyes
take a
closed.
nap, like whatever. This is the easiest money you've ever made. You don't even have to like move. I'm doing all the work. And like frankly, if like a sex work, I'm assuming is this like modern day?
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, even this modern day, I think people would be more willing to not be like, I am scared of this. I think like if you're willing to pay and you're being respectful of this sex worker's time, explore your kink. Because maybe don't actually find corpses. I'll throw that one out there.
It's popular though.
Yeah, she could even take a cold shower before, if that's really gonna be the hangout. Why am I trying to make this work?
You're like making it work. I'm like, just let it die. Just let the one die.
He would like that, Charles. I'm just trying to make it less gross.
It will never not be.
I'm trying my best. Headless Horseman, Ichabod Crane, and Katrina von Trussell.
Ooh,
Okay.
it is
Wait. Is it Nightmare Before Christmas?
technically, yeah.
Shut up. But he's like, if he was actually like the bone guy, it's just like he doesn't have.
He's like modeled after.
Okay.
He has like,
So I'm
if you see
like,
the cover, he has like the tattoo of a skeleton on his face.
well, all right.
Now you'll see a video like reading vlog. I'm reading the Skeleton King because it's a Nightmare Before Christmas retelling.
Is it a Christmas story or is it a Halloween story? Who
Who
knows?
knows? Oh my god, that'd be funny if you did that for your book club. I would laugh.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Like we
Watching
had to
Leanne's
do Morning Glory
reaction,
Milking Farm, and it was a lot.
even that I couldn't handle. I was like, what? I was like, the fact that it was oddly detailed in the collection procedure, I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to unsexify it by making it like a medical procedure, but I'm like, you were still like full on.
Like, make sure you have the apparatus on or it'll go everywhere.
They gave you like jerk off lessons. Like it wasn't like a medical procedure where you come in and maybe like you get it ready, you put the thing on, that would be like understandable. But like, no, you're going the
No,
whole
you're
time
thinking,
to the very end. And like, yeah, we're the best one in town. Everyone likes our personal service. I'm like, I bet they do.
yeah, I guess they do.
It's not your customer service. That's like
Even the
selling it.
cover for that book is like cringy with the leather glove and the milk jug. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Like going to
the
work?
whole thing, the whole book is just like an overfilled water balloon waiting to
It is.
happen.
Just
They
I can't.
produce 24 ounces a go.
It really just like knocked the wind. I was like, this is not even steamy. I'm like, this is just. I'm like, I'm mildly disturbed,
You ain't never
but
getting those
I
sheets
can't stop
clean.
reading.
Yeah, you ain't
You
never
don't
getting
even
those
have
sheets.
to worry about that. You would just buy new sheets because they make so much money from their
Yeah,
donation.
but it's just, oh my word. Like, if you can barely fit his penis in because it's so enormous, and then expect him to complete inside with 24 ounces, you are going to burst. This is an overfilled water balloon situation. And like, am I the only one seeing the visual? Like this, there's not enough square footage for all of it. And like it
No,
bothers
that
me.
you
Like
say
I
that. I
don't
never
understand
thought of it like that.
I don't understand the physics.
This is like a real concern. We have to write up the author and ask, like, how does
Excuse
this
me,
actually occur?
ma'am.
Like, can you write it? Can you walk us through this? Does some of it evaporate? Does it only like partially come?
Yeah, like no, it's just she's really it's really a fluid kink book. Like if you're into
Yeah,
fluids. I'm
which I
not
didn't know was
personally
a
like
thing.
into fluids, so it's just like or monster
I,
fuckery. It's a monster porn and fluids.
I
So
like Have
neither
you read
genre is
the
my
Creature
jam.
Cafe? Have you read
Hmm?
Cleo Evans?
I haven't
Cleo
read Cleo
Evans,
Evans.
you will like her.
Okay. Is it monster
Yeah.
fuckery? What is it?
No, it's more. It depends. So it's like the pitch of the series is there's this creature cafe, and there's a barista who is like the used to be the Grim Reaper, but now is a matchmaker for paranormal
Okay.
creatures and humans. So each book is a different pairing. So the first book is MM, the next one is MMF, and they all kind of but they usually like some type of paranormal creature and a human type
Okay.
setup. But it's like it's wild. Like you have a FF, you can have a FFM. It's
All
all over the place.
combinations.
It's all combinations, and I think that she's slowly putting them out on audio too. They're like three. They're all
Hmm.
novellas, so really
Okay.
quick.
Yeah. Those are quickies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Da, da, da. Maybe leave him to his corpses. Make
Hey,
a fair
we have
point, Cass.
to put that on your dating profile now if that's your preference. Like
Preference
a library deceased or partially
cold.
deceased.
You know what, Beth? I don't disagree with you. It's
The
like
pickings
don't
are slim.
non-consent mutually fucking living person. A dead person at least doesn't mind. Uh,
Mm, I believe that.
I was very fortunate to meet Greg before like Tinder was a thing. So I've never like used it. But I'm like, oh gosh, just think of the
What
dicks
is
that
it?
you would see every day. Although Greg and I did meet on a dating app, but it was like one of the
Was it
older ones.
different? Okay.
We met a
So you
Match, which
actually
is like
click.
old school because it's been
Oh,
like
that's
10
old
years.
school. That's old school.
We've been together for 10 years. It was 10 years ago. But it was
I mean,
also
you
one of
could
those
have
ones
like
you
an
had
app that like
to
no one
pay
knows about that like closed, so people go, "Oh, that must have been a recent app that the match. That's OG. That's an
Match. I
OG
know,
match."
but like I only reason I did it, I was drunk with my friend. It was like full on like a rom-com moment where I was just like, I need to date someone who's not an asshole. All right, let's drink and make a profile. It was full that. And then like I met Greg like a month and a half later. So like it
Oh.
worked.
You
I
are
went on
literally
like
like a romance heroine right now. That's your
right
energy right
there.
now.
I know. I wrote my own rom-com, but like I only did it because like okay, if people are willing to pay for it, they're probably a bit more serious about things.
But which type of rom com are you? Which author would write your story? Are you like a Megan Quinn? Are you a Lucy Score? Are
I
you a
don't
Corinne Michael?
know. I'll explain and then you can like tell me.
Okay,
Because we're definitely a rom-com because Greg and I are
okay.
the weirdest humans we've ever met, and that's why we get along so well. We also we just watched all of the James Bond movies over the course of 2 weeks, like
Why?
all of them. Why? Because they were leaving
Why?
Amazon Prime, so we wanted to watch them
Oh,
all.
okay. That's a
It
good
was like
reason.
a goal of ours to watch them all, and so we like I watched 9 of them this past weekend. I know. Like all I can think is like James Bond. And then like for some reason, every time we're in the kitchen, we end up doing weird dances and like we it's just what we do now.
I feel like
But he's
Penny
like
Reed.
my best friend because we're both like so fucking weird.
Okay, I feel like that would be Penny Reed. I think that's a good match.
Fair. All right.
I think
There
that's
we
a good
go.
match.
Penny
I
Reed
think that's a
wrote
good
my
match.
rom com.
Make
It
it
was
happen, you
literally
guys.
Yeah, it was literally we weren't even drinking good wine. We were drinking like Moscato, like the
Oh,
sugary
the
light booze
sugary,
one.
like just like like you want to have wine, but you don't want to actually have like real
Yeah,
the
I don't
fancy
want it to
wine.
taste
You just
like
want something
wine.
sweet that tastes good that goes down smooth.
I know, I was like, it was 10 years ago. I have, progressed my palate since then, but,
Now you're
like,
on like White Claws.
now I'm on
West Coast.
White Claw. So
So you're
classic.
gonna put. So you're gonna like pull out like a hard cider pumpkin or something. I'm like
Oh, I can't
Amanda.
fuck with pumpkin stuff. I don't like pumpkin spice. Am I is it me?
I agree with you. I don't like pumpkin spice.
I don't like it.
I tried it and I was like, it
I
tastes
don't
like
mind
cinnamon.
pumpkin pie. Like, that's fine, or like a pumpkin cookie or
Mm,
something, but, like, I don't want pumpkin spice in fucking everything.
nope. I like my coffee black. So I'm like,
I'll put, like, creamer in it. I'm a creamer person. That's it. That's all I'm putting in it. I'm not putting, like, weird stuff in it. Can we still be
wow.
friends? I'm sorry. You're gonna
I
turn off your video
mean,
again?
I mean, sorry, my internet's like crapping out on me.
Oh,
I
no.
pull that excuse like, stay really still. Like, oh no, I'm glitching.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
sorry, I lost the connection.
Oh, you're a coffee purist then.
I
I think we just the girl in Skeleton King's like Sally?
think so. I
Yes.
don't actually remember that much about the book now.
I don't know, but, like, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas necrophilia king.
Oh yeah, the technically yeah. Okay, yeah, now I see. Yeah, she would be like a
Barista
Sally.
series? Were we talking about Barista series?
Oh, Creature Cafe by
Oh,
Cleo.
Creature Cafe. There you go. Hey, a lot. There's a book called Skeleton King that is Nightmare Before Christmas inspired romance that features a guy who really likes corpses. I think
It's
that's
on
the
KU
main
too.
one. His mother messed him up so badly that he was physically terrified of women and rejection. Okay, so like that's the dark romance aspect of it,
Yeah,
besides the corpses.
yeah. You start out with the corpses and then you go further in. And you're like, okay, then you get the explanation
Okay,
about it. But a lot of people would just be like, oh no, okay, bye, DNF.
banned from Tinder?
How do you get
What did
banned from
you do?
Tinder?
What did you do? An Avery Flynn heroine?
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not like into the
Yeah.
lattes at all. It's just
Ooh,
so sweet.
it is.
Yeah, like I'm not into like super sweet things.
Starbucks is like a teaspoon of coffee and cream, and then like 2 cups of cream and 5 cups of sugar.
Yeah, like I'm not like I don't want it super sweet, but I do like it to have a little flavor.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'll put like a little flavored creamer, like
Okay,
caramel creamer in my coffee,
that
but
makes
that's all I
sense.
put in.
That makes sense. I eat like
So,
something sweet when I drink coffee. So like I don't have the
mm,
sugar in the coffee, but like I have like a cookie or something with it, or like coffee
yeah,
cake
like
or something.
the
That's
like
how
the
like I can't eat the sweet and like have the sweet drink too.
mhm.
Is that has to be either one or the other.
Yeah, like things that are too sweet or just I can't fuck with them.
No, I'm like,
Anyway,
that's too sweet.
yeah, too sweet. But so we've been chit-chatting for like 35 minutes.
I derailed your reading sprints.
It's okay. We're gonna still do sprints, but like I enjoy just hanging out with you. And everyone else here is like we're all hanging out with each other. That's like the whole goal. It's just about like let's have a good time. Grim Reaper Cafe, the Monster Cafe. What was it again?
Oh, Creature Cafe.
Creature Cafe.
First book is Little Slice of Hell.
Little Slice of
You
Hell.
would like
Okay,
this.
there you
I
go.
want you to read it and report back to me. There's a
Me?
scene in
Okay.
the park that I was like, whew.
Okay, let me hold on. I'm in
I read it
Monster.
when it didn't even have an audio. I was like, oh man, I did not expect. this little esteem. Like, ma'am.
Ma'am, okay, here it is. I found it on the Amazon. Dante wants to find his soulmate, someone that won't scream when he sees his horns, his tail, and his other thing. Thousands of years of seduction and power, and he still can't fill the hole in his heart. Aw. When the
Okay.
barista sets Dante up with a human named Peter, he realizes that he's never wanted anyone else more. Peter is resistant, though, especially when it comes to the L word. Dante has his work cut out for him if he's finally going to get his own little slice of hell. Yay! It's like Grim Reaper falling in love.
It's good. It's like it has all the different pairings. You can't. It's like LGBT. Some books, some are not. But it's really. I like it.
I think you just sold a lot of people on it.
It's good. They're novellas too, so you can read. They're like 120 pages, easy week read,
Oh
or
yeah, the first
2 days.
one's 87 pages even. Like that's
It's
short.
it's super quick. It's fate and mates.
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
there
Like
really
I
isn't
can
like
read
they see each other
87
and they're
pages.
like, okay, you're my one. But it's okay. It's paranormal. Paranormal
Yeah.
monsters. Not.
Well, okay, so here's the thing though. Like monster romance is paranormal romance, but not all paranormal romance is monster romance.
See, this is why I get mad with like the subgenres. Like
it's
how
well,
urban
okay.
fantasy is not paranormal, but it really like if you call something urban fantasy, it does not necessarily mean it's a romance, but it
Mhm.
could be shelved. Like Alona Andrews, like they write
Yeah.
urban fantasy too, but not all. But they're considered romance. I'm like, I don't know. I
It's
give
all
up.
a thing.
I give
So
up. Like
basically,
Sergey Moss is now considered adult now. I'm like,
well, she should have been adult.
like
Like
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
basically, like in a lot of paranormal romance, like it's two humans doing it, except the ones happens to be like a vampire or a werewolf, but they're in a human body whilst fucking. Monster sex, monster porn, it's like they're not in the human body whilst fucking. Like, I think that's my like delineation. They're both
It's like
paranormal
actually like
romance.
a giant snake that's about to like grill you.
Yeah, it's like, how does that work? Tune in. I haven't got very far in Anita Blake, but I know it goes bonkers.
Is that good?
I don't know. I've only read the first one and it was like fine. I was like into it.
Okay.
But like I've heard that like she bangs like people whilst in their animal forms and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
But I am curious. What book? Which book in the series?
I don't know. I know as it goes on, it gets smuttier, but like I have heard like I think it's like a werewolf situation, but when he's a wolf. And I was
Oh,
like, no, I can wait. Like, no dick is that good. Like, I could wait
that
until we get to
visual
it
is
again.
disturbing to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I can
But
wait. I don't need you to have be on all fours. I'm like, mm, mm,
like, nah, nah,
I'm
nah. Maybe
good.
just back into human form, and then we can talk.
If you were in human form and you also just happen to be a wolf sometimes, like, yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
that's easy. I can
doable.
digest that.
That's not even it. That's a non-starter. Like, I'm not even worried about it. But like, if you have a snout,
Amanda's dating profile. If you are in animal form predominantly, I'm not interested.
yeah. If it's only sometimes, I mean,
Then
I'll
we can
pet
work
you.
around that.
Like I'll brush you or pet you, but like I'm not gonna have intimate times.
Someone needs to write that romance where the hero is just like, "No, you're in your wolf form."
No. Do you want a cracker? Do you want a snack? Like I will give you a treat. Sit. That's getting into like a whole other thing, but that could be like a femdom situation, and I'm like into it a little bit.
There need to be more of those. We
I
don't see a
know.
ton of them.
It's
It's
like
always the other way
I'm
around.
not a dom though. I'm just a top. It is just like there's a difference between someone holding you down because you're trying to dominate you and someone holding you down because you're letting them.
Yeah.
I'm falling into the latter category. I'm just like, no, no, I'm letting you do this. You're not doing this to me.
All right, let's get the record straight right now.
It's like a vibe.
Like
And
I'm in the drive. Like I'm technically not driving, but like I
topping from the
control this
bottom.
car. I control this car.
Yeah, like no, I'm like a top who wants to go at it with other tops. Like I'm not like into bottoms really. Not There you go. It's a lot to find out on a Monday. But there you have it. There's so few romances that play on that
Hmm.
like dynamic though, like two tops.
Yeah,
There's so few of them
there are,
because
but
like a lot of
usually
them there's
one is
someone
being
who's like a
submissive.
bottom. And
Even
like the only
in that,
one I have found recently was Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert.
was it one? Is that one?
What?
Is that a new one? Oh, is that
Yeah,
her Minaj,
that's
right?
the dark. Yeah, it's the Dark Olympus series. So it's Helen of Troy with
Oh, okay.
Achilles and Patroclus,
Ooh, was that
all
good?
tops.
Was it good?
It was fun. I
Okay,
enjoyed.
I read the first. I think I read the first book was Hades, right?
Yeah, that one was just like smutty for the sake of smutty. The second book was really good, less smut
Okay.
though. And then the third book, it's just like
Smut,
three
smut, smut.
tops. No one's a bottom. And I was like, yes. So like it worked for me on
Okay.
many levels, but I also just kind of enjoyed it. It was like it's like a competition kind of story.
Ooh, I like those. Like that's an interesting dynamic
Hmm.
where like it's like a push and pull between who is like they're not necessarily dominant, but like they're not. Oh,
They're
that'd
all
be
equal partners in the
interesting.
situation.
That's interesting.
And everybody, it's like MMF, everybody's doing everybody in multiple ways.
Hey, that's the thing with menages. Like, if not everyone is not touching everyone unless they're brothers or like somehow siblings or
Don't
blood
fuck your
related,
brother. Yeah.
then I can excuse that. But then I'm like, wait, if I had a sibling, would I want them to be in the same room as we're doing the same person? I'd be like, that would be kind of awkward.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't know.
like,
Like, if I'm in that situation, I'm banging everybody. Like, I'm not banging one of the people. Like, that's just a waste.
hey, that's the thing. That's what I was like. When I read menages or like foursomes or whatever you want to call it, whatever number, I'm like, everyone has to be with everyone. I like
Yeah.
those because then they're like not necessarily LGBT. They can have those elements, but then it's like sprinkled in, so people are like, "Oh, okay. Oh, I really like
Yeah,
the
but if
FF
someone's
side
busy,
couple. Let me read some sapphic
whatever.
romances."
Yeah. But
I like
anyway,
it. You can do everything.
we should do a reading sprint probably. Okay. Oh, from Anita Blake. Oh, so she does everyone and everything. Bad. Oh my. What do we start in the comments? Oh, I don't like,
What?
no, I don't. Oh, that's Anita Blake. Like, I didn't continue with Anita Blake because I heard horror stories and I was like, I don't need this. Harlots. I haven't watched Harlots,
I need to watch
but like,
that.
I did want to see it. It sounded fun.
Have you watched 365, the third movie?
I only watched the reviews of them on YouTube when people like do like an in-depth Amanda the Jedi. I don't know if you've seen her stuff, but she
I've
writes.
seen her stuff. I was like, I take personal offense because I love these movies. I know they're trash, but like, don't yuck my yum. But I
Yeah.
still watch them.
Well, the most recent one she just did a review of, and she's like, "I'm Team Nacho." Like she really wants Nacho.
Hey, I'm Team Nacho too. Like, you have to watch these movies. I was
I
so
haven't
mad at the
watched.
third movie. I was like, how dare you end that movie like that?
Dare
How
you?
dare you?
Okay, so the Suffering by Rin Chupeco. I really like Rin Chupeco, and I haven't read anything by her in like a minute. But she
I
wrote
need
some
to
really
read
good.
some.
She wrote. Is it called The Bone Witch?
Was that, that's a purple cover, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like a necromancer book, so maybe like the Skeleton King would be really into it. But
Maybe
it's
he has a cameo in that book. We just never knew.
a really good series though. There's like trans characters like before like people were putting trans characters into fantasies.
Ooh.
It was really good. I really
We
liked
need
it
to
a
see
lot.
more of that. I want to see more of different gender identities, sexual identities in YA in
Yeah.
general. Like I would love to get like a bisex or like ace main character or something like that. Can you make a steamy romance that's like what about demisexual romances? That's friends to lovers, kind
Hmm.
of. You can make that case.
Well,
It's different. It's a little bit different
what
because you
was
have that emotional connection. But like that would be interesting.
Yeah, I know. Oh shit. I think it's called like Felix Ever After.
Oh, by Kason Calendar?
Yes.
Yes, with the orange. Yeah, I know that. I
That's
just have a book with
a
myself in color.
demisexual trans boy.
Oh,
Or
I need to
demi boy.
read
I
that.
think sorry, spoiler, by the end of the book, they identify as a demi boy. But like still kind of demisexual friends to lovers. So you might like that one. I mean, it's not spicy, it's YA, but like
I
I think
mean,
it
I
would
don't
be
expect
fun.
YA to be spicy unless it's Sarah J. Maas, like somehow sneaking her way back into YA.
I know. But eventually when she fully moved to adult, she's like, oh, hold my
I
beer.
was like, I feel like when she moved into adult, I was like, the Crescent Moon series is not nearly as spicy. Like, I just remember Akamat, that one wing scene with recent that ever.
Mhm. There's
I was
a
like,
there were spicy bits, but then like the most recent one in the Akatar series with like Nesta, there's like a lot of like fluids. Like it gets like
I was like, but do I have time for like a 19-hour audiobook? That's like 10 normal romance books.
that's a fair point.
That's how I see it.
Mhm. So Zodiac Academy, I see those all around TikTok, but I have not read them. And I
I've
mean,
read.
you know what? Trashy and fun is like I love that.
Hey, sometimes you just want like a popcorn read. Like it's dumb, it's over the top. Not dumb, but
It's
like
so
it's
candy.
fun, it's over the top.
Yeah.
Eat too much of it, then you're like, I can't read anything like that for the like.
Nah, the 365 ending.
Oh my goodness, they tease. Okay, it's not a
Yeah.
spoiler, but like there's a potential menage.
I don't know. Those boys
It's
aren't gonna
so
fuck each other.
good. It's so. I'm telling you, that main heroine, her dreams are like horny AF.
I know, but like I think about well, I think Nacho could be talked into it, but I don't know if the other guy could be.
I mean, they did share a kiss.
Okay. I haven't seen the movies. I've only seen the reviews, but I'm just like with that guy, maybe.
I just love the opening scene where like the heroine's like thinking of the other guy, Nacho, while her husband is going down on her.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so awkward.
problematic. Like here's my red flag number 1.
Her best friend is so funny.
I think she's gonna be like the key to the movies for me. The partnership. Okay. A Crescent City series.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like the second Crescent City book either. I think it's very hit or miss with a lot of people. Well, hello, Helena. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
Akamath, we were just talking
Ekamath.
about those.
The legendary Ekamath.
All right, so let's do a sprint because
Okay.
we've been just like hanging out, which is kind of fine. I just wanted to hang out and like have a chit chat on a Monday. But we both are kind of reading this book now. So this could be fun.
I like how you have a physical copy. I only have the arc. I'm
Oh, I
jealous.
don't have the arc.
I'm jealous. I'm gonna message Sarah McLean. I'm like, why didn't you send me a finished copy? I am triggered.
I pre-ordered it, so I didn't even get offered an arc for it. I wish I could. I'm on Avon's list, but they don't. No, I'm not. I'm on Harlequin's list, but I'm not on Avon's list. I want to be on Avon's list, but they don't talk to me.
You could just request it.
I know,
They
but they
pretty
don't
much
listen
grant to
to me.
everyone.
On for NetGalley?
Yeah, for NetGalley.
Yeah, I don't ever go on NetGalley. I'm such
I
a
hate
lazy
NetGalley.
reader on it.
I hate NetGalley. Like my ratio is like 30%, even though I read all the books. But I'm like, I don't feel like writing a review. You just get
I
my
review
star
on my
rating.
channel, you too. Like I don't have to write down things I say. I
I'm
don't.
like,
I'm a
come on.
chaos
I just film it
person.
and put it out in the world. I'm like, you can find it that way.
I wish you could just put a link as your review, you know?
That takes a lot of work. I have to find the video, copy, and paste.
Well, I think that one you could suffer through. Okay. Let's do a sprint. We
Okay,
can
okay.
sidetrack. Okay, let me see if I should share. I'll see how it looks if I share my screen. Because I have this little duck friend I've been using for my reading sprints, and he's fun.
Oh, so cute.
Okay, let's do a 30-minute sprint and we will meet back up. We'll get into it. Everyone will enjoy. All right, so 30 minutes
Okay.
starting now. Hi.
Oh, hello.
All right, everybody. So that
So,
was our first 30-minute sprint. I'm in chapter 3, so I got like 47 pages in.
okay.
So,
Isn't it good?
Adelaide, I'm obsessed already. So Adelaide and Henry, they met up. She stole the cube. She's now with the Hell's Bells, and they were gonna go pick up the girl they're trying to like rescue, but she's not there.
Yeah.
Such a cliffhangery part to end on, but like, yeah, I got to page 47, so I'm already obsessed with it. Like, I knew I was
So
gonna like it.
good.
I love it so much. This series
Like
is
I'm mad how much I love it. Like the books keep on getting better and better.
she wrote like a bunch of really cool heroines that like you want to read about. I'm
Like, I love
obsessed,
this
and like
heroine. Like
everyone
that she's
knew.
called like the wife breaker. Like she finds out dirt about powerful people and breaks them up, breaks up the matches. It's like I love that.
I love it, and like I knew they were gonna get together because in like the first book she like walked up to the other guy who was like kind of smacking around his wife. She's like, "Oh, blah blah blah," like small dick energy, basically.
They-
And then like Duke's like, "Don't you dare," blah blah blah. I was like,
I know.
"Ooh."
I was like, all right. It's so good. It's so good.
So real for both of us. All right, let's see. Where were we with comments before we popped off? Murder of Mr. Wickham. Still reading that one, Beth. Caught Dead-Handed by Carol J. Perry. Same.
Same.
Same, Carrie. Like I'll star review it and then like I do YouTube. Like you know,
I like you say I do YouTube.
I do YouTube.
YouTube.
The doc, me too. He's like, he's just so sassy. With dark chocolate.
Red? Red? Is that good?
Yeah, I would say a red definitely. If
White
you
wouldn't go
like
with it.
port, if you like port, I would say port would probably go the best. Um, like an Australian Shiraz, I think would kind of go really well with it because it's got a little bit of that berry flavor, but it also has enough like chutzpah, just use Yiddish, that it would like
Yeah.
not let the brownies overpower it. So I would say an Australian Shiraz or like port, if you're wondering. 59 pages, excellent
That's
work.
good. That's good.
3 chapters, that's great stuff. Yay,
That's
50
good.
pages.
I wish I could read that fast.
I'm listening at 3 speed.
Same.
Hello, by the way. 3 speed and reading, so 47 pages. So I did okay. Chapter 2 of Ninth House.
I heard good
There
things
are
about
trigger
that.
warnings for that book, though. So if you feel like you need them, I recommend looking them up before continuing. There is a couple scenes that get quite dark, but I think are handled responsibly. So just be aware. Taji!
Haji, what's
Thank you for
up?
coming and hanging. Yay! Girl, same. Like it was a struggle today.
I fell asleep at my desk multiple times.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Okay.
10 pages is
Hey,
great.
that's good.
What book is this? Oh,
Oh, hard
we're both
stop.
kind of reading Heartbreaker by
Heartbreaker.
Sarah McLean. Where are
Pretty
you
pretty
in it though?
cover.
Much farther did you get?
What is it? I think I'm like just like a chapter ahead of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, because I listened at 2.5 and then I sped it up. I was like, this is going too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just the brother. They talked about the Duke's brother. I don't know
I
if you
just
got into
started
that.
that chapter where the
You're
Duke's like,
close
my
behind me,
brother getting into
and Adelaide's
trouble.
like, nope, your brother's a delinquent.
Almost there, not quite there. Like I've gotten the gist of that, but I'm not quite to that
Yeah,
point.
you're like a chapter behind me.
Yeah. Stories of Your
I want
Life
to
by
read
Ted.
Ted Chiang.
Yeah. Fair. Like I always star review unless I DNF because then I don't feel right putting a star unless I'm DNFing because oh my god, do I hate this. But otherwise I just don't give it a star review. Yay. The weasel is finally dead. Mr. Wickham is a weasel. Like that's
What is
being mean to weasels.
that?
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, it's
fair. That's fair.
that's a fair thing. I do think it's handled well, but it gets quite dark.
Mhm.
I guess a Malbec could be good. I think it might overpower the chocolate a bit, but it could work. Try it out. I don't know. 300 pages. Get in the
Nice.
nine.
I need to
I
read
love that
that.
one. You haven't read it? It's very
I like
fun.
for my I'm like in my romance land. You have to like pry me away. Just like say like there's fake steamy times, and I'll be like, okay, I'll read it.
Yeah, it's not really.
You just have to
I mean,
lie to me to get me to read it.
they're sapphic, and she looks at like porno mags, but there's not really smutty
That's enough.
bits.
That's enough. I can work with that.
Okay, I can work with it.
I can work with that. I just have to convince myself.
They are interested in sex, but they do not have the sex.
Don't you just love when you have like a fiction like this like sci-fi fantasy and the characters do bone, but it's not a romance? I just
Hmm.
appreciate that. I just appreciate that.
Oh, okay. Have you read A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe by Alex White?
No,
Because I think you would be
I never heard of
obsessed with
that.
it. Okay,
By
so A
Alex
Big Ship,
White.
it's a cheater sci-fi. It's literally space wizards, but it's like a misfit crew of people. It's sapphic. There's an asexual main character. There's like a bunch of other stuff. So like it's got a lot going on.
Oh, I think I see his August Kiko is his newest.
August Dicto and the Mecha's
That was
Space.
a
That one just came out.
Libro. I think they gave away free audio for that Libro.
Oh, I don't know, but
I think
that
so.
has
I
a
think so.
non-binary love interest who's a rock star.
We get Steam.
A little bit, yeah. They there is
Okay,
bonage.
okay, okay,
I
okay,
mean,
okay.
it's a
I can
little
work with
vague
that.
because this is a non-binary character, so I think they don't really make a
Kind of.
full decision about what
Yeah.
genitalia is there, but
Mhm.
like there is genitalia in mouths happening.
Okay.
But
I'll read it.
it's vague as to what type of genitalia.
Okay. That makes sense. Non-binary. That'll be weird
Yeah.
if all of a sudden the author just described the genitalia. You're like, wait, I thought they were. Oh.
Well, sometimes it
I
depends.
feel like I would have to be like in the character. The character would have to like say, oh, give us like a little explanation
Mhm.
or like
It depends
something
on
like, okay,
the author's intent as well. Like if it's another a non-binary author writing a smutty scene and they want it to be smutty, then like you have to
I had to
describe
describe something,
things. But it doesn't necessarily change that the character's non-binary just because they happen to have a penis or vagina,
whatever.
you know?
Yeah,
Like Love and Other Disasters is surprisingly spunny in a non-binary lead romantic interest.
that's Anita Kelly, right?
Yeah, and they're non-binary.
Oh, I think I have that book. Have I read it?
Yeah,
Probably not, but I have it.
it's surprisingly spicy.
Really?
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
guess
look
I
spicy,
saw
but
that
it's
as like
spicy.
rom-com vibes. I was like, okay, it's probably not gonna be like
It's a
real spice.
rom-com, but it's spicy. Like kind of semi-public
Oh,
scenes. Like
oh,
there is a wall, and then the other side of the wall are like people. Like it gets
okay. I'm gonna.
spicy.
I
I
love. I
know.
don't. Why don't the traditionally published authors like just yell it from the rooftops that their books are spicy?
My characters bang, you know?
I was like,
Like
I can't judge by the cover. I'm like, this cover is cutesy. I'm like,
it
what?
is.
I need you to give me something.
I liked
Like, I
it,
was
but
mad that I didn't know Elizabeth Hoyt was steamy for all these years.
it's steamy, but like also I'm, not a non-binary person, so I can't like
Yeah.
say how it rates for a non-binary person to read it, but I think it's pretty spicy. And I was like, damn, that I think the character, what's his name? It's like a city. It's like Brooklyn or
Okay.
something. Let me look. Let me look.
That's good.
London. Okay, so the main character London is
London.
non-binary, but like London can get it.
Oh, okay. Okay, you
Panty dropper.
convinced me. I bought it and I was like, maybe I'll save you for another day. I'll save you. But now I'm like, okay, tell me
Mhm.
Steam. I want to read Ruby Barrett's. She has a sapphic one. I
Oh,
can't remember the
Delilah
title.
Green? Is that it?
No, that's it's like a chef on the cover. What is it?
Oh,
What's
I
her
just
name
read that one in
again?
DNF'd it, the romance recipe.
Oh, you DNF'd it?
I did.
Okay,
It's
I just heard
spicy
someone
though.
telling I heard it's spicy, so I was like,
It's
okay.
spicy. It's definitely spicy. It's just like I
Okay.
don't like either of the characters. And I'm
Okay.
like,
Okay.
I don't care if they bang it out. Like, good for them, but like I don't like them.
Like
That
I'm
was
just gonna go
basically
to
it.
another book.
Yeah, but if you're just
Okay,
reading it for smut, there
true.
is smut.
Okay. I need to care about the characters though. If I don't care, then
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
I
it's
wanted
spicy,
to. I read half of
but I'm like,
it
I don't
and then
care.
I just
Okay.
had no desire to pick it back up. But it's spicy. So there's that. I kind of skimmed it for look for the smutty bits, if I'm being honest.
The truth comes out.
I'm an equal opportunity perv. Uh, weasels are noble creatures. You are right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like those
fair.
like two polar opposites. You either like love the book or you like want to burn it.
Yeah. If it like, elicits that strong of a reaction, it's worth the review. But if you're like, yeah, it's fine,
You read it.
you know.
I don't.
Matilda,
I
I
love
love
Matilda.
Matilda. Roald Dahl was a trip of a human.
He was.
He was a spy.
He
Like,
was?
yeah, he
Okay.
was a spy.
His books
And
like
he had to bang a lot of
BFG.
ladies. Like he was like a sexy spy. Look it up. Roald Dahl probably had her.
Someone needs to make this into a romance. I'm
Roald Dahl got
waiting.
around.
I'm
He like
waiting.
he like banged the information out of ladies.
That's how he got the plot for all of his books.
Maybe. I
He's
don't
like
know, but that's a
Matilda.
true thing.
I remember I met a girl named like one night in a bar I met Matilda and that's how the books.
I would hope not. Oh gosh. But
Just
no, he was a
imagine.
spy. He did some shit. He and Christopher Lee, the actor,
Yeah.
who was like in Lord of the Rings, is one of the wizards. But like he was a spy who like he's killed some people. Like he did some shit because like there was this like I forget the article I read, but he was talking to
Yeah.
Peter Jackson, and Peter Jackson's director was like, "Oh, you're gonna get stabbed in the back. I want you to be like ah, like react this way." He's
Yeah.
like, "That's not how people react when you stab them in the back."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Back away slow."
It's like the what was the comment you're like, did I hear that correctly? Okay,
No, no, no. When
let's
you stab in the back, trust me, they're surprised. Like it was like a full thing. And he's like, "Oh,
okay, okay.
you know what? You act this how you want."
Are you gonna watch Rings of Power when that drops?
I want to watch it.
I don't know. I'm torn between starting the Game of Thrones House of
I
Dragons
am like so not into it,
or
but like
Rings
I'm
of
into Rings of
Power,
Power.
but I have no idea what Rings of Power is about.
It's just
I'm
yeah.
not a Tolkien head.
Well, it's also kind of
I read The
extended
Hobbit.
universe stuff. It's not really stuff I don't think that Tolkien wrote necessarily, like as a book, but it's like prequel, like stuff going
Uh, why is there everyone obsessed with prequels?
on. I
Like
don't
they
know.
have like this mega franchise and they're like, let's do a prequel, but I was like, it kind of defeats the purpose because then you know the end result. So like you can't like say like, oh, this character may die in XYZ movie. And I'm like, no, they're alive in the original
Yeah,
movie.
like I know
I
you
know they're
understand
gonna
the
survive.
tension. Yeah.
Like I know they're gonna survive. I'm like, you can't. unless it's like thousands or eons of years in between, then I'm like, okay. Then you
Mhm.
can tell. Then it's like you don't actually know unless it's like a character that lives
Yeah.
that
Well, it's
long.
fae creatures, they're around for a while, so, like,
Yeah.
okay.
I want
But,
like
like
stakes. I want to be able to go like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna go with this? I'm like, okay, I already know. Da 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 da. What is da da da.
yeah, I
Kind
don't
of
know,
like your.
I'm more into Rings of Power than I am into the House of the Dragon because 'cause I'm just like
I like how it's diverse. Like they have
Mhm.
like character, like a lot of characters of color
Yeah.
throughout. I was like, get it. I was like, yes, Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I was like, get it. I was like, I stand this now. I'm gonna at least give it a try. I'm gonna at least give it a try.
Same. I'm gonna watch the pilot and, like, see how it goes, but, like, I don't have, like, super high hopes for it, but I think it'll be enjoyable. You know what I
I
mean?
liked Wheel of Time. I like when they do what they do with Wheel of Time.
I tried getting into Wheel of Time and I
Mhm.
just, like, couldn't.
Did you try the book for the TV show?
The TV show.
Okay, I tried the book. I was like, this is way too wordy and dense. And then I watched the TV show. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have liked the books because I don't. I'm not a huge journey person
Mm,
or quests where they go from point A to point B and you have to read about them traveling. That's not my jam.
yeah.
Because then I get bored. I'm like, okay, now you're okay, okay, okay. What conflict now is gonna happen when you arrive at location A? Okay, of course now something has to happen to delay you from getting to A to B. So you have to do the
Mhm.
detour. I'm like,
Quest story, yeah. There's a lot of questy stories though, but, like, sometimes, like, a sexy road trip is kinda fun though,
I can vibe. I can vibe with that.
you
Just give me
know?
just give me a good romance.
Like,
Like, it doesn't have to be a
Evilly,
predominantly. It could just be like a little background thing, and
there's,
it
like, a
grows.
few right on top of my head, sexy
Okay.
road trip. I love that, like, Evilly, her last one, fuck, it has, like, a
Oh, that's
soundtrack.
the debutante something. I
It just
know the
came
cover.
out. It's in the Waiting for a Scot Like You. That is a, older woman, younger man, brat tamer, road trip adventure, but it's also based on 80s rom-com, so there's totally, like, a footloose
Ooh.
city they
Okay.
stop by. It's, like, it's silly, but, like, long hours in a cramped carriage kind of thing.
What will happen?
So
I
that was
love historical romances for that, like, you two were kissing, now you must get married.
oh, but
Or you're
Evilly
in a compromised position. He hugged you. You must get married.
yeah, no, Ava Lee will have people banging, like, she is very sex positive.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love
so
that.
she had a whole, like, book with the main character was a sex worker, like,
Ooh.
lots of banging in her books. Enthusiastically consensual fucking.
I love when you find those in traditionally published because I feel like you have to like dig for them.
Mhm,
'Cause I feel like in indie you can get away with like a book that's like 90% smut,
mhm.
and people are like, best thing ever. Traditionally
Yeah,
published, are like, what is this? This is just erotica. How dare you show this in the romance section?
like, "No, people bang."
I'm like, okay. I'm like, if I see a review saying too much smut, I'm like, I didn't buy it.
According to who? I was like, "Oh, that's too much smut. I'll show you smut."
I'll
Like,
show you.
here it goes. Yeah. Big ship at the edge of the universe. I guess it could be like queer Star Wars a little bit. Sure. It's kind of like a misfit group of weirdos. It's a little bit like Firefly, I would say.
Oh, I love Firefly.
Like that kind of group of
That vibe.
weirdos fighting back against kind of like an empire type thing, but it's basically they're all magic. Everyone's got magic. There's a part of your brain that gives you magical abilities, and then some people's part of their brain doesn't function correctly, so they get called like dull hands or something because they don't
Uh-huh.
have a magical ability. So it's like a whole world building thing. There's like a main couple. It's an FF romance and one of them's a race car driver, like a space race car driver,
I love
and
it.
like, chip on her shoulder, mechanic, robot maker girl, and then, like, they kinda get together, and I love them together. I will fight people for them. And then, like, there's non-binary characters, there's asexual characters, it's just all a bunch of stuff, but, like, it's so good. It's a
Okay.
trilogy, it's all out too, so you can binge it. I
I
believe,
will. I will.
Alex White is also non-binary, the author of it. So
Oh, okay. I'm interested now.
yeah, it's really fun.
I'm bad with series.
It's
I
a
always put
trilogy,
that
so
out
it's
there.
all out already. You don't have to wait.
I'm like scatterbrained. I'll read book one. I'm like, oh, look at these other amazing books. I'm like, oh wait, did I buy book two? And I buy it in the intention that I'm like, I'm gonna read book two right after I finish book one. Then my brain's like, up, nope, sorry. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm right
And then
there
I
with
get surprised when I look through my library. I'm like, oh, I own this book.
you. Yeah.
I'm like, when did I buy this? I firmly believe that book buying and reading books are two separate hobbies, and I need to treat them as such.
Agreed. Yeah.
They're very two different things. Just because I like buying books doesn't mean I want to read all the books that I buy. It's the process of
Hmm.
buying these books. Like, you're mine now. I can read you whenever I want to.
I've been wanting to go more digital lately though,
I've been digital too.
because like physical books take up so much space.
Especially like I try reading, what was the book by R.F. Kuang? It's not the newest one.
Not Babel. Poppy War.
Poppy, I think the third book in that one. I was like, this
Um,
book is too heavy.
Burning God. I
Burning
think.
God. I was like, this book is too heavy. Like, I can't. Like, it's hurting my wrists while holding it up and trying to read it. And I was like, "Ugh,
Exercise with it. Yeah.
I can't. And I was like, especially if I can't do big books like in hardback. I'm like, why is this like in
Hmm.
paperback? But then I'm like, what happens when you want to read at night? You have to get a light, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just being
Oh,
difficult in my
no,
reading
no. We
purposes.
all have our bookish quirks. Like I'm fully. Everything you said is completely valid. It's just, I don't know. I love physical books, but like it's also I'm just kind of like an opportunist when it comes to books. Like I'll just get whatever I can find.
Hmm.
So like if I want the book, like oh I got this one at a library book sale, so I got it for like 50 cents. So I'm like I'm not gonna pass it up for 50 cents, even if it is physical.
Yeah.
But it's also makes my shelves chaos because like I don't have to have all of the same cover or format for books. So like I'll have different formats all over a series. Like I'll have like a mass market next to a hardcover next to a paperback. Like I it doesn't bother me because I've collected them at like library book sales or something. I know that's my book is hot take. I'm a chaos person.
That is chaotic.
I know. It
I
doesn't
just
bother me
I
though.
got so mad when they changed the covers for An Ember in the Ashes like halfway through the series.
Hmm.
And then at that moment, I was like, I'm never buying ongoing series that are like still being published or still being written until it's all done. I was like, you made me angry. Now I have two hardcovers that don't match the third one, and now I have to rebuy them all in paperback so they all match. I'm like, Saba, I'm sending you evil eyes right now. I'm gonna buy your books digitally. So,
Never
ha,
mind all the characters you killed in your books too.
that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other evil eye. But no,
Let
like
me
I
have my
same.
petty anger.
It didn't bother me. I don't care.
Publishers don't care either. They'll be like, okay, remember when they did the maxi size for historical romances?
Oh yeah, that's dead now. They don't do it no more.
I
It was a
mean, like,
failed
I think they
experiment.
did it for like one Joanna Schumacher, like the Heiress Hunt or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
then like the second book, they're like, oh no, we're going back to the original. I'm like, what?
All of the book nerds have cried out in anger in one
I was like, hey,
voice.
you're not gonna reprint book one? I was like, I was like, I hate you.
For
That's so
real. I was
annoying.
like, it doesn't bother me because I am the chaos person. I don't care. But like I could see people going, why?
Like
Why
my
did you
brain
even
just
think of
broke.
a different size?
I mean, it was only like a year, and then the next year they're
Mhm.
like, okay, we're not doing. I like the bigger size when they did, like it was easier to read,
That was the whole point of it.
but then they're like, nope. I'm like, what? Then why
I'm like,
introduce it?
how hard is it to read one of these? Like, like look at this. Like, I just do that, and I never have creased an edge. Like, I've never creased my binding. You just
People
do
reading
that.
math market paper, they're like,
Yeah.
okay, now I can read it.
It's like, no, like I have it fully open, like all the way, and I can read it fine, and it doesn't even crease my edge. Like, I don't get it. People are just too violent with their books.
I know. I wish more books were available in mass market
Same. So
because
I could fit so many
they're
more books on
actually
the shelf.
affordable. I
Shelf
just feel
space
like
is rare and a a finite commodity. So like mass markets are my
you
friends.
can get like a full like 30 book series in one
Mhm.
shelf at the mass market,
Yeah,
and you pay like less than half if you bought like full size paperback or hardback.
I know. It's bananas.
I'm like, come on. Then I'm not angry if the book is damaged or anything. I'm like, I'll just buy another copy, recycle and buy another copy.
Yeah. They're like $8, or however much this was. Yeah, 8.99. It's like $9.
I'm like, I'll buy a book, a physical book. I'm like, okay, I will never touch you. I will get the ebook or the audiobook. You're just there to look pretty. So like, I'm like all in for those limited edition books. I'm like, I have no interest in reading you, but you're pretty. You're gonna be on the shelf for aesthetic reasons.
Yes, I'm just gonna pet you. All right. And Brian, I completely agree with you. They do not need to be a sex list. I think the thing we were talking about with non-binary characters is like giving them specific genitals
Yeah,
when they're supposed to be non-binary. Because I'm not a non-binary person, so I'm not the expert to be like thinking this is a hot take or not. So I figure if a non-binary author wrote a book that has genitals in it, then they're obviously fine with this.
yeah.
That's kind of where I'm taking it. Same. Mm-hmm. Roald Dahl and Christopher Lee.
That's a video. That's a video right there.
Although
You
I
have
don't know
to
if
make
Christopher
it
Lee was
now.
banging people. He was stabbing people.
I mean, it's the same idea. It's just different executions. Someone made the comment to me like for like the Skeleton King. I was like, if it was a vampire, that's technically you're doing a dead person. I was
Technically.
like, way to ruin vampire paranormal romances for me across the board.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on like how the physiology works because like if they don't have a heartbeat, like how would they get a boner? They need circulation.
The magic of romance novels. You don't have to
Yeah.
ask those questions.
It's like shut up and take your boner. Like stop asking questions. I don't know, like I've been reading all the Anne Rice books lately, so like I'm just living in vampire
Are
land.
those good? I want to read them for the adaptation that's coming out.
Well, I've been doing them for drunk classics and people have been enjoying them. So
Okay.
like I've been doing them. I just read book 4 of the series. The video will be out on Saturday for drunk classics. So if you want to skip them and just watch me drunkenly try to tell you what happened, they exist. um I don't know because they're vampires. They don't have sex.
But I heard it's like it's still steamy.
Uh,
It's
I
like sensual.
guess it's sensual, I guess, because you're literally like drinking the blood out of a human. Like they have sex anymore. They just like get off on like drinking blood and like killing and stuff. So it's like a different type of sexuality.
Okay.
Plus, like I don't know if they physically can, although they have heartbeats. Because like they have said, like Louis de Claudi's like, oh, I want to hear your heartbeat against my like face and stuff, and like I think they have heartbeats,
Hmm.
but I don't
They don't.
really know. They don't really bang.
Remember the days where vampires were actually seen as like scary, dangerous creatures, and
Mhm,
now they just like creatures that sparkle and they just look really pretty.
mhm. Now they're fuckable.
I know,
Instead of being scary.
all because of Twilight.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it is what it is. I've been reading them. I have them all. Library book sales, like
Oh,
I
they
pretty
probably
much
have a ton of those, right?
I have like all of them. Except for like the
Okay.
most recent ones, but I have all of them and I got them like library book sales for like nothing. So I'm like, well, I guess I gotta read them.
She's like one of those like big time authors that like every library would have like tons, like Stephen King, Don Winslow,
Hmm.
like I forgot the lawyer writer guy, but like like those big names or
Yeah.
Nora Roberts.
Yeah. Like the Anne Rice ones, I mean, I've gotten a lot of first editions, honestly. And I was like, y'all don't know what you have. Occasionally you get some and you're like, I just found a first edition arc of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern in a
Oh,
library book sale. And I'm like,
you do not know what you just gave up.
I bought it, it was $1. It was sell for like $800 on eBay. And I was like,
It's like the things you don't know if you're not in the book world. You're like, oh, whatever. It's just a book.
It's not, like, the best like, it has, like, a little bit of damage,
Mhm.
but, like, so minimal that I'm like, "Whatever." I've grabbed it just for the sake of it because I was like
I love that book. That book is like vibes on steroids.
I haven't read it yet. I need to read it, but now I have the arc.
Watch the arc become like completely different. You're listening to the audio. You're like, wait, 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 wait,
Wait. Well, I
wait.
have a finished copy too that I also got at a library book sale. This one I just happened to find, so I grabbed it.
You depraved a true night circus collector of that arc.
It was at a
Shame.
library book sale. Someone else got rid of it. I didn't start this. Oh, really?
Oh.
Was related to Ian Fleming and Charlemagne and met the people who killed Rasputin. There's a lot of misspellings there, but I know what you mean.
The inner reader.
Yeah. But, yeah, Ian Fleming wrote all the James Bonds. I
Book
mean, right.
8. I applaud you. Those books are
Wheel of
thick.
Time, good lord. I know Maggie reads some tomes, like, she has so much patience for them.
No, you tell me a book
Champion.
is like 400 pages. I'm like, oh, do I want to read you?
Click. Right. I forget. We were talking about Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. I guess it's
Mhm.
the Salvager series, amongst other things. I think that's what we're talking about. I got away from looking at the comments.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh, other Wheel of Times readers in the comments. Yay! Yep. It is like you're trying to get your PhD in fantasy. I agree.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the.
several. There
Mhm.
was, it's the Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. It's called the Salvager series by Alex White. And we also mentioned Love and Other Disasters by a human. Shit,
Oh,
who do I?
Anita Kelly, right?
Anita Kelly, yes, who is also a non-binary person. Um, yeah, I don't think Big Ship is spicy necessarily, but like Love and Other Disasters is like spicier than you think. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
I
well,
love when a
you can get
romancer
it.
does that. It's just like you're like, oh, I didn't realize. Because I firmly believe you don't have to be explicit to make a steamy scene work.
Okay.
Like you can be like, I mean, like not like whereas like you're like describing everything in like excruciating detail. But I'm like, it's like the feeling, the emotions, the connection between the two characters. I'm like,
Mhm.
if K dramas can make you swoon by just looking at a kiss or like them just staring in each other's eyes, I'm like, I'm done. Like they have the most intense like eye stares and like they hold each other's hands. They're like, oh, they held each other's hands.
Yeah.
But I
Very,
eat it
very
up.
Jane
I'm like,
Austen.
hey, but it works. It works when
Yeah.
it's done well. I'm like, "Oh, I just swooned, and you guys didn't even bang. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a feat.
Yeah, like, Jane Austen, like, Pride and Prejudice, like, they saw each other from, like, across a field. I was like,
Oh.
"A field?" Like, they were nowhere near each other. But it was still like, it was a good moment.
It was a good one. Pride and Prejudice is like is it the only Jane Austen I read? I feel like I read more. That's the
Sense and
one I always go back.
Sensibility is,
I
like, a
love
main
Emma.
one.
I know a lot
Emma.
of people don't like Emma.
I don't like Emma.
I like her.
I
She
read
just
it.
starts stuff. I love it.
She is, she's a little shit talker.
And she just ruins her best friend's like match for marriage. Go like, oh no, you should go for
I
this
feel
other
like
guy.
Emma's a villain origin story. Like, no one markets it this way.
But I love her. Her like hypochondriac father.
Yeah.
I love Emma.
I read it for drug classic, so I've read, Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and Sense and Sensibility. That's all
That's
I've
the one I
read.
haven't read. I read Persuasion. And I
I need
didn't
to
like
read
it.
Persuasions, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
It's my
I don't know, eventually. But we're working our way through. That one. Yep. Chaos person. I gave up because I just get whatever I can.
yeah.
I'm an opportunist, I suppose. Full on wrapped it around. I used to do that to books. I
I
used to
like how
really
you
deep
yanked it
things
out of
up.
his hand. Like, how dare you?
How dare. He's an X for a reason, or they. I don't know their gender, but like
It
this
is
person
definitely
is.
an X. So
Oh, he
the
is.
reason
It
the
has
reason
his.
why they broke up.
Yeah, this person's an X for a reason. hmm
Hmm.
they're easier to. You can have so many more of them in the same amount of space.
They're so much affordable.
hmm Yeah, like I don't know, Big Ship. It has some sex scenes, but I wouldn't say it's steamy.
Hmm.
They have like some romantic scenes with the two girls, and they're like they get married in the book series eventually and stuff. So it's like a love story,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say it was like steamy.
Okay. That's fine.
But they fuck, but like I don't think it's like
Yeah, it's
steamy.
not
I don't
like
think it
steamy
happens on
steamy.
page with them. It's been
It
a
doesn't.
minute since I've read them, so I'm not sure.
I'm fine if someone just tells me that there's like on page stuff happening instead of going, oh, super spicy, 5 out of 5. Because TikTok has been lying to me.
Yeah, they all like Colleen Hoover.
They like books from like 10 years ago. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on.
girl.
And like
But
new
you think
books
that's
don't get the same
spicy?
amount.
Hold my white claw, like.
And
But it's kind of like I'm like cool aunt to these people. I'm just like, good for you.
you can go
Welcome
and
to
read
the
new
club.
books.
Here's something spicier. Get used to it. Like it's a good like start. You're joining the club. Good for you.
Yeah.
I become more and more of a soccer mom as I age. I just want everyone to have a good time. Here's an orange
Agreed,
slice.
agreed. Sometimes I do wish I get Colleen Hoover hype. Sometimes I don't like her books. I think it was like her Cinderella trilogy. I was like, if there's another plot twist in this, or November 9, I was like, why is she still with him?
Fuck that book.
Uh, I was like,
Oh
once
my
the
god.
reveal happens, I'm like,
This is not romantic.
I was like, my dark romance heart is like, okay, toxic. I'm kind of here for this. But other than that, I was like, nah. That's
That's
like the
like
one
too
book I
dark.
can't
He
I can't
literally
rate.
made her a burn
I know.
victim.
And she's like, okay, let's still be
Let's
together.
still date. And he's like real into your burns, like alarmingly so. And then you find out later on it's because he was the one who made you get burned. Like, girl,
You better run.
girl. Red flags. So many, I have lost count. Colleen Hoover, I'm like, I cannot
Colleen
with
Hoover can do
her.
anything, and people will like read in spades.
Cannot with
Have you
her.
read her newest one, Reminders of Him?
Mm-mm. I don't read her stuff. I don't need
That
to.
one
They're
I
all
do
the same.
recommend.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you heard the plot of it? Oh
I
yeah.
have not.
So
So, oh,
essentially, the heroine is she's married at a young age. She gets pregnant. They get into an accident with her and the husband. It was a hit and run, and instead of helping her husband and calling 911, she flees from the scene and leaves him to die. And then you fast 4 years later, she goes to prison, has a baby in prison, and the husband's parents took the kid, but now she's trying to reestablish a connection with her child. And the family is like, no, you stay away. We don't want
mhm.
to bring you back in to the child's life into our life. And I was surprised. I was like, okay, Koho, like I feel like she's grown in this one because you think she's going to let the heroine off and kind of make it okay what she did, but it doesn't turn out that way. Like she actually makes like whatever. I don't want to spoil it, but she is like it turns out to be exactly how you see the actual event and see what she does.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm used to romances like trying to make all the characters forgivable in the end, even
Yeah.
if they do something unforgivable. I was like, I appreciated that she didn't try to go, oh, it was all a misunderstanding, da 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 da, da like he da 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 XYZ. So I appreciated that book. It's not a Is it a romance?
Nope.
I don't consider a rom. It has a romance in it, but I don't consider it's not. It's
It's
more
not a
like
romance.
it's like she just like stabs a knife into your chest and it's like, okay, read another 10 pages, twist the knife a little bit more. It's like made to make you go like, okay, now I just want to sit in my room with a box of tissues and cry.
Yeah, fair. Google. I literally just went on eBay and wrote Night Circus arc and like looked what they were selling them for. Sometimes I just can like
Oh,
guess because like I just know books and I'm like people would buy this. And here's the thing, like I will never sell an arc that's like for a brand new book, like that's taking it out of
yeah,
the
the
hands of a
author.
reader who would have really enjoyed it. Or like buying a bunch of special editions only to resell them for 3 times the price. Fuck you. That's like a bullshit thing to do.
Yeah,
This book has been out for like what, 10 years? This is now a collector's item.
yeah,
Like I wouldn't feel bad about selling it.
yeah. Everyone who wanted a copy has a copy. It's
It's
just the
easily
people who
accessible.
want those first editions, who are fanatics, or like really love the book, who
Yeah.
want that, and
That
they will pay for it.
yeah, that this situation where if I wanted to sell that copy, I feel like it's a collector's item and like I wouldn't
Yeah.
have a moral quandary about it, but because it's out. It's been out for like 10 years.
Hey, you make a good point with the limited edition books, because like
Yeah, the people who
almost
snatch up a
everyone that
bunch.
comes up, like they sell out within a minute, and then you
Uh-huh.
turn around, people are selling it
eBay,
on eBay for like
three
three
times as
times
much.
the price. I'm like, you just took that
Fuck
away from someone
you.
who would have really appreciated, especially when they do
Yeah.
like a whole series. I'm like, someone who really loved that series would have loved to have those books.
Mhm.
I'm like, because like those are going to be one of a kind. You're never going to be able to buy them anywhere else. So like
Yeah.
let people have it. Like if you're going to buy and resell it, just do like for a slight markup.
Yeah, it's unsportsmanlike, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends on the situation.
Hmm.
Also, no worries, like, I misspell and my vision isn't wonky, so, like,
That's
we're
okay.
all good. We know exactly what you were saying.
I just have autocorrect. That's the only way I survive.
Same. So sorry, I didn't mean to, like, shame your misspellings. I'm sorry. I don't wanna be a dick. Yes, the flex. The hand flex. Yeah, there's no, like,
Mhm.
set rule. They're
They're
imaginary.
my- they're
Like,
mythical they're mythical creatures, so you can make a vampire have a clown
vaguely.
nose and just make them like clown vampires if you wanted to. To
You've
each
now
their
birthed
own.
something into the world, Charles. You've said it, now it exists.
Soon on TikTok, everyone will say, "Did you see this video where someone recommended a clown vampire book?" It's
It was
all
like,
new.
this is where it began. Colonel Brandon he is like the ultimate soft boy hero.
I need
I
to read
really like
that.
him.
I need to read it.
It's long. It takes a while to get going.
I love Emma and her messy. I love the village and origin. I love that. Oh, and he
I get my
borrowed
back
it.
out of his hands. No.
Mhm.
Yay. That's how I kind of got one book. It was I think my boyfriend was driving Uber. He was an Uber
Mhm.
driver for like a hot second. And like someone was just really obnoxious and they left a book behind in his car and he's like, "Hey, do you want this book?" I'm just going to say I don't have it. He mind you, I don't want to admit to crimes for him, but like no, he like went out of his way to give things back to
People,
people.
yeah.
This person was just obnoxious.
Yes.
But it was Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and it's one of my all-time favorite books. So it worked
Okay,
out.
I need you to send me a list of fantasy and like stuff that's outside of romance that I need to read because I need to branch back out. I read too
Okay.
much romance.
Give me
Now I'm like
parameters. Like I
now
gave
I'm
you
like just give me
parameters for
no,
my
just
dark romances.
no, just give me anything. I will as long if it's a good story, good characters, I'm in.
Okay.
That's all I ask for.
And I mean like how dense?
Let's see.
Because there's a lot that are like very complex.
I don't mind if it's complex, but if it's easy to follow. Like if I have to take notes and have like a glossary of like keeping track of who's I think I read what was that Jen Lyons book?
Oh yeah, Ruin of Kings. I
Now
loved it though,
I
but
love that book, but I was like,
it's a
okay, you need
lot.
to stop changing names and having like souls inhabit other people's souls.
It's
I
very complex.
I stopped after book two and I was like, oh wait, I really want to continue it, but I know I will have to
It's
start from the
advanced studies,
beginning.
yes.
I was like the footnotes. I was like, oh god. I was like, these books are like textbooks.
Mhm. A lot.
It can be dense, but it has to be like at least easy to follow or
Okay.
easy-ish.
I'll think. I'll think
Okay.
and give you some. Batman's good. He didn't want to come in. I offered him to come in. He didn't want to. Yeah, Batman's usually like here on my bed, but he's not here. Same, can't stand Hoover.
I never read Daniel
I
Steele.
have not either, but like I haven't found a book that I wanted to read by Daniel Steele. Yeah. And like the PlayStations too. Like people buy a bunch and resell them like assholes. In space?
Space? We're on to something. Ruby Dixon. Call someone DM Ruby Dixon. Next
Someone
series idea.
yeah, someone's finding out about that. Technically, yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
especially for a new release.
But I feel like if it's been this far and the book's out,
Yeah,
because
no
now
one
it's a collector's
cares.
item.
Yeah.
I don't sell ARCs. If the book has been out for like 10 years,
Yeah, but the book is like just came out or something that's coming out recently, like within the
if
year.
the book's not out yet, if the book just came out, if it's like a new
Yeah.
book, I wouldn't do it.
Because
It's
you
been out for a
like
while.
if people who do that, you're kind of hurting the author's first year
Mhm,
sales. Because now, like, instead of someone going to buy the book from like Amazon or Barnes and Noble or whatever, they're like, oh, someone's selling an arc for like $5 on eBay. I'm like,
mhm. I'll only buy ARCs from like library book sales because then the library is getting the money. So technically, it's a
yeah, it's
charitable
not.
donation.
Yeah.
They're like $1. Like if you're selling it
Usually,
for like
I
a
donate my
dollar,
arcs to the library if I don't want after I
yeah.
read them.
I usually donate ARCs to libraries, but like they're selling it for like $1. Like,
Yeah,
like
and most arcs are like
who gives a fuck? It's $1 and it's going to your local library. Like,
they can turn around and buy more books.
exactly. Oh Lord. Red Rising does get dark. It is very long though.
Is it good?
It's incredible. Like the first trilogy, you can just read the first trilogy, and then there's 2 books of the next trilogy out. There's supposed to be 2 more coming
Oh,
out. But those ones get exceedingly bigger and bigger, like a 40-hour audiobook.
that's a hate crime.
Like they get really big, but like the original trilogy I think is manageable.
I'm like, if an audiobook has more hours in it than in one single day,
If it takes me a whole work week, what?
reading it by Stephen King, I was like, see, this is why I will never read another 40 plus audio. I feel bad for that narrator. Imagine
Yeah.
being that narrator. Like, you're stuck in
Mhm.
that booth to record a 40-hour book.
I don't know if they get paid by the hour or not, but I'm
I
like,
don't know. I wouldn't get paid by the hour, I'd be like one flat rate.
mhm. I know there is that Killer Clowns
I
from Outer
know.
Space movie, but like, make it sexy. I hated the writing, the characters, and sex scenes felt like consuming unseasoned chicken.
I have an unpopular opinion. I,
Cassie!
I love I love I love Verity. It's
I
toxic.
know,
It's
but that was
dark.
like a sick burn.
I felt that. I was like, a little bit like, ugh.
Oh, I haven't read it, so I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, don't. It has one of those like classic thriller endings where it adds a twist but it never resolves it, and I hate those. It's like you never know
Hmm.
the real answer. I'm like, ah, that's lazy writing.
It
Give me
depends
a
though, because
definite.
sometimes a
Sometimes it's
messy
done well, but this
like
one
in
was just
horror,
like,
I think it works with horror.
yeah.
Because sometimes you're like, but like what was real? And you don't know.
Have you seen? I wanted to watch. Have you seen the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
I haven't.
I wanted to see that so badly. I just never find the time. I was like, it's right up my alley. Unlikable
Mhm.
people trapped in a house and all trying to kill you, and like they start
There's also
dying.
like spoiled brat children, and I'm like, oh god, like I don't know.
There's a line where like I think the girls are arguing. One of the girls is like, "You're silencing me. Like, can you
Yeah,
stop
no, it's like
gaslighting me? Like, you always make this about you." I'm like, I love this.
I don't know. But like have you seen pictures of like Lee Pace and his husband?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my god, if they could make babies, they would make
I didn't realize Lee
superhumans.
was that tall. He's like
He's
6'5".
enormous. He's so tall. He's like 6'5".
Like,
And like his
dang.
husband and him are both so attractive. I'm like, if they could make babies, the sun would explode. Like they would be too handsome or pretty or whatever. Those children
The
would be
baby comes out and
superhumans.
everyone just is like, we can't look at the baby. Like it'll break our faces and we remind us how ugly we are in comparison to this
It's just
baby.
they would make the most attractive human who's ever been made. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, too much. Okay, so other people are liking the unseasoned chicken. I mean, regardless, that's a sick burn. Yeah, I'm not into Colin Hoover. I get it, people like it, that's fine.
Mhm.
We know about chicken. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, and even I know that's gross. Unseasoned anything is gross
Hey, that's what you
regardless.
give dogs, like, if you wanna give them chicken. It has to be the
Yeah.
most bland, you just boil it or bake it. It smells
Mhm.
horrible.
I don't know. I've never like apparently I'm very good at cooking chicken. Like my boyfriend,
That's good.
I don't think he's humoring me going, yum," but like
Okay.
no, he genuinely likes it because he will gobble it up. But like I have never eaten any of the chicken I've made.
Hey,
Apparently it's good.
that's skills, cause a lot of people make chicken dry.
Oh, I know. I everything I cook, you just cook it enough. You don't overcook things.
That's good.
When it's almost done, it's done because it will
Mhm.
keep cooking on its own.
That's true advice right there.
I am a vegetarian, even I figured this out. I'm just like,
Me
if you poke it a
either.
little bit and the juices are just about clear, take it off. Let it sit.
Have you watched Worst Cooks in America on Food Network? I'm like,
I've seen it before.
us omnivores haven't figured it out. Like, us like meat eaters, like, most of them haven't figured that out. They're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know if it's cooked." We're like,
Well,
"Oh,
fucking look at it.
or get a thermometer and stick it in the
Look
meat
at it.
and tell."
If it looks
I was
raw,
like,
then
"Do you
it's
see
not
pink?
good.
If you see pink or red, that means it's not done."
It depends what it is. I guess with like beef,
Yeah. But
you
even
can
beef, like,
tell.
you can tell it turns brown when you cook it.
Yeah, it depends on how rare you want it, I guess. But like, no, it looks different than raw meat.
Yeah, I'm like, "You should be able to tell." I'm like,
Yeah,
"There's some foods, like, you can half cook, like, chicken, you should cook fully cook it. Beef, okay, you can do whatever. You can eat beef raw if you want to.
you can. I mean, you can
You
eat whatever
can."
you want raw, like,
I might
technically.
I just will stay away from you when you go use the bathroom. Just out of my own safety.
I don't eat any meat, so I'm good. Technically, I could eat my meat raw because it's not actual meat. It's all made of plants.
Hey, but it's good that, like, fast food restaurants are, like, starting to include, like, more not just for,
Like veggie
like,
veggie
vegan,
burgers
like,
and stuff.
are going full vegan, like, having, like, "Oh, da 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 da."
Yeah, but they
I
only
think
do
it's
it
good.
limited time at some places, like fucking KFC had the chicken nuggets, the fake chicken nuggets, and they were really good, and it made me sad 'cause my boyfriend's from
They took
Kentucky,
them
he loves
away?
chicken.
Aw. See,
I
cause
know, and then
I
I
just, like
gotta go with him.
I was like, with all the different food allergies that people have and everything, like, fast food restaurants should be a little bit more like, you shouldn't have to go to, like if you went to McDonald's and say, "Okay, what do you have that's vegan?" They're like, you can get every
Nothing.
you can get a burger, but with no beef." "Oh, wait, we have, like, some animal product in
There's
in our
cheese,
bun."
there's
"Oh,
egg in the
can't have
bun.
that."
You can get a salad.
Who knows? They probably have, like, beef seasoning they spray over it.
The fries have beef fat in them, you can't even eat the fries.
I didn't
Fucking
realize
McDonald's.
like, Chipotle has, like, bacon in their guacamole. I'm like, "Oh, wait, I thought that was, like, one safe thing that you
Mhm.
can eat if you're a vegetarian," but, like,
Well,
nope.
I don't know if they all put bacon in it, do they?
I think Chipotle does. I think they say, yeah,
Hold on.
because you don't have to put bacon in guacamole to make it taste good. You use just salt and pepper. I'm pretty sure unless they changed it.
Let me see. Let's see. Okay, so Chipotle's guac is made with only 6 ingredients: avocados, lime juice, cilantro, red onion, jalapeno, and kosher salt.
Oh, there is no bacon?
There's no bacon.
They should add bacon. Bacon would make it delicious, though.
I don't want bacon in it. What if you meat eaters? You put fucking bacon in everything. Like, I can't.
It's delicious.
Everything?
It's like how vegetarians put tofu in everything.
I don't put tofu in everything.
You probably do.
Anyway. Anyway. Um, mhm.
Mm,
Unseasoned chicken.
I love that.
I
That's such
mean,
a
you
good
gave us
burn.
the gem of the night, Cassie, so thank you. Yay, Buddy reads.
I'm the worst of
Alright.
buddy reads.
It is getting we only did 1 sprint tonight, but I'm also just kinda happy we hung out and had a good time.
We haven't talked in a
Slash, also, I'm
while.
very hungry, so I think I might start wrapping up so I can make food.
Same. My
Yeah,
dog is like giving me the evil eye.
yeah.
She does that. Just ignore it. She does that all the time.
Yeah, some dogs just kinda have, like, built-in stink eye. That's just how they are.
She does. I think I spoiled her too much when she was a puppy.
Mhm.
Like when people say like, "Oh, dogs chew on their shoes or chewed up their clothes," I'm like, no, I had like 15 backups to like toys that I like bought the Amazon packs for like $10. So like, play with this toy, play with this toy. She literally has a bin of just toys
Mhm.
because I can't help myself. I like go to the pet store. I'm like, oh, she would love this toy, and then she
Mhm.
plays with it for 2 minutes and then she's done.
Yeah. Batman too. He has, like, just buckets because, like, I go to the store and then, like, he's taken to, like, looking through all the bags when I get home. He doesn't take any of the food. He just looks for toys.
I know, and then they think like anything that you bring in the house, they're like, okay, I need to smell this to see if there's anything for me. I'm like,
Mhm.
excuse you, how dare you
He
smell my
he
Amazon
never
package?
steals any food. He just looks around and goes like, "Oh, oh, 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 this is for me," and he takes his toy and, like, walks off like a little champ.
My dog will like jump up in your face, like if you eat something, and she just stick her nose like right up to your mouth.
Just
She won't lick
intercept it on the
you.
way to your mouth.
She won't lick you. She'll just smell it, and
Mhm.
then when she does, okay, now I'm done.
Mm.
Now you can go. Now you can go on. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're so weird. I'm like, you don't. I'm like, I never taught you that, but you do that. I'm like,
Our babies, they're strange creatures.
they are. I wish I could talk. I wish they could talk to me in like English, but then I'll be scared for all the stuff they would say.
Yeah.
Mine would probably curse like a sailor. I highly. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I read it. Like Xavier was listening to this romance book where like one character broke the other person's back or something while doing it." I'm like, "How dare
You're
you?
like, "Shh."
Like we don't talk about
Quiet.
that."
Like the dog. Quiet. But yeah, no, I think Batman would just be very dramatic. He's all about drama.
I can see him just like playing your audiobooks, your romance smutty audiobooks at the smuttiest part and disconnecting your headphones in
That
public.
happens to the best of us, though. You're like, "This is how I die now. Okay." Had a good run.
Batman was like, okay, revenge plot inactivated. Time to find a new Robin.
Our little boy, he's 10. Our little boy is 10 years old.
Oh, minus
He's a good
two.
boy. Ew.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay,
I am starving,
me
and
too.
you have a dog who also needs some food.
Yes.
So we're gonna start wrapping up. Thank you everybody who came and hung out with us in the chats. We talked about many different books in many different genres. We both kind of read a little bit about this one, had a good time, laughs, and all of the good times. Recap.
And we did not plan. I didn't not know you were reading Heartbreaker or
I
Heart.
didn't either.
And he's like, oh, I have that book and I'm reading it too.
It worked out. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. This coming Monday in the United States, it is a holiday. So I think I probably will not be doing reading sprints because it's a holiday and I'm going to enjoy my 3-day weekend. But the following Monday after that, I think we will be back with reading sprints. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And I will see you guys soon on Wednesday and Saturday with new videos. And Charles, the link for his channel is in the description. Check him out. He's an incredible reviewer of books slash wonderful human being.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.